The first time I met Patrick and his mom, we were going out for warm-ups, just gave him a fist bump and saw the smile across his face. He was just so happy to be there. Realizing that small of an interaction can have such a big impact on someone's life. So that's where I just figured, what can we do to grow this and to impact more lives? So we started putting tickets together and giving them out to people in the community. Before I met Will, and me and Will really hit it off. He's an incredible human being. He's a superhero for those kids and in this community. And that's where Cozy's Kids all started.
And within 2 weeks, we were sitting down and talking about this and used connections in the community to build. And here we are 2-3 years later, seeing Cozy's Kids at games, seeing Will Rivas at games, and seeing those kids appreciating a world and opportunities that maybe they wouldn't have had exposure to otherwise. And at the same time, seeing Josh grow into a young man who's way beyond that person he was. And I think about a conversation I had with his dad when he said, my son is a different young man than he was when he came to Union College, and it's for the better.
First time we brought 3 kids and 3 parents down to the first game. And afterwards, the kids had the opportunity to meet Josh and some of the players afterwards by the ice.
To introduce them to hockey was pretty funny. It was pretty special. They had really no idea what was going on. I could hear them screaming at me if I got a penalty. If I was sitting in the box, they'd come bang on the glass. I could tell they didn't really know what was going on, but they were just so happy to be there, so happy to be with each other. So thankful to meet me as I was to meet them. It was just pure raw emotion of going to a live sporting event and just supporting each other.
He took to these kids like they were his own. The kids and Josh, they had this bond from the very beginning that unless you could see it, it wasn't something you could really understand.
First time I went to the C.O.C.O.A was a pretty surreal moment. It was a place I've never been, an environment I was kind of uncomfortable with, a place that was a lot different than I was used to. And I walked in, I was fairly nervous. I was the 22-year-old around a bunch of 8-year-olds, and I was nervous. And then I just saw the pure emotion and joy and happiness that they had just to be with their friends. And they accepted me fairly quick, and it was so fun, just whether we were playing Lego, throwing the football around, helping them with their math homework, or just sitting there joking around, having some laughs. I'm very, very thankful to met Will and to met the C.O.C.O.A House, and it's a life-changing opportunity.
When I think about, what it means to truly represent this institution as a student, but more importantly as a student athlete, I think about Josh and I think about this work. It's about being committed to something that's bigger than yourself and, really truly leaving your mark and making an impression in the lives of other people that is meaningful and so impressive.
We kind of started brainstorming, how can I impact these kids' lives, whether it's Christmas presents, and a big thing was to help them with their remote learning. So we purchased iPads, laptops, that kind of stuff. So it made it more efficient and easier for them to learn at home, and it worked out pretty well. My goal this year was to raise $20,000 for the C.O.C.O.A House. How that came about was I wanted to double my goal of $10,000 from the year prior, and then I had a very, very generous Union College alumni that agreed to match it. So I was like, okay, we can get $20,000, and then we raised just under $50,000, and that just shows the support of the tight-knit Union College family. We had multiple local Schenectady businesses that reached out, made significant donations. They also volunteered their time to help with the construction of the Teen Empowerment Center. The fundraiser this year, where we're simply building a house to leave a legacy in this community, is something I'll be forever grateful for, to come back and 10, 20 years time and show my family what we did in this community.
One of the things we strive for here is recruiting young men and women of character, and each year we have so many terrific individuals that are committed to their sport, committed to their academic pursuits, but committed beyond that, within the community and beyond. And Josh Kosack's efforts for what he's done in the community speaks to that, and we could not be prouder of him.
A lot of people don't know, but when I took over C.O.C.O.A House 5 years ago, C.O.C.O.A House was getting ready to close. We were in debt. We were getting ready to close. We were going to sell the program and move on. And what Josh has helped do is build a momentum of support that Cocoa House hasn't had in 20 years. What Josh has done is he's given us new energy, kind of new life. We have this access to this whole other world of funders and support now, simply because he saw value in what it was that we do.
It was very important to me to bring my teammates by this year, to tell them about Will's story, show them what we're doing. The Cocoa House has been in Schenectady since the 90s, and I really wanted to show them what difference we're making and how they can be a part of it. It was so important to me to show them what we're really doing outside of them just seeing the social media stuff, them just seeing the kids at the game, the impact we're actually having in the community.
It's one of our staples of our program is, we want to get outside the fences of Union College and be active and involved in the community and in Schenectady. And Josh was the leader of the pack there. He was the first one to really tackle an endeavor, and it's really inspired and motivated people to follow suit. And that's something that our program really takes pride in. And
it's been a crazy ride. 2 years ago when I met Patrick and his mom, little did I know a simple fist bump and giving a fan a puck would have this lasting impact. And I just want to challenge everyone to lend a helping hand, help somebody. You never know what somebody else is going through, and you never know what impact you'll have on somebody's life. So it's been a crazy ride, and I'm so thankful for all the support that Union's given me, President Harris, Jim McLaughlin. But all the credit has to go to Will and what he's done for the Cocoa House. He's a superhero in this community, and I'm forever grateful for the relationship that we've built, and it'll last a lifetime.